Number 1. Ganga. Though Ganga was briefly introduced in the Mahabharat, she has an important role. Maharaj Shantanu had fallen in love with a beautiful woman who was no other than the river Ganga herself in her human form. Together, they had a child called Devrat who was extremely talented. He was the one later known in his life as Bhishma Pitama, one of the central characters of Mahabharat. However, it was the training and the time spent with his mother which made the character of Bhishma Pitama so unique. He was cursed to be the best Kshatriya known, but to experience very little or no happiness during his long life. Number 2. Satyavati. After Ganga left Shantanu, he fell in the web of loneliness. Once, while he was walking in the forest beside river Yamuna, he found a beautiful woman riding the ferry. She was Satyavati, daughter of the head fisherman. The king was again bitten by the love bug and asked the fisherman chief for the marriage of his daughter. His father agreed on the condition that his grandchild should be the next king of Shantanu's kingdom. Having already declared Devrat as his heir, he could not accept his condition and came back to the kingdom. However, he could not forget Satyavati and started staying really sad. When Devrat came to know about his father's unhappiness, he took matters into his own hands. He then took the oath to not marry or to not become the king of Hastinapur, but to become the slave of anyone who sits on the throne. His oath gave him the name Bhishma. However, there is another story of Satyavati. Once, Satyavati had a son with Rishi Parashar. His son was another great sage known by the name Rishi Vyas, who is known as the writer of Puran and even Mahabharat. Number 3. Amba. After the marriage between Shantanu and Satyavati, they had a son, Vichitravirya. After the death of Shantanu, as promised, it was Vichitravirya who was made the king of Hastinapur. But he was not an exceptional fighter or ruler as Bhishma, and everyone knew that the real power behind the throne is of Bhishma. The king of Kashi had 3 beautiful daughters, Amba, Ambika, and Ambalika. He did not want a weak son-in-law. He thought Bhishma to be powerful, but knew about the oath of Bhishma. Therefore, he did not invite the king of Hastinapur in his daughter's Swamvar. Considering it as an insult of Hastinapur and her son, Satyavati asked Bhishma to go and kidnap the 3 daughters for her son. On receiving the order, Bhishma raided the Swamvar, defeating all the people and taking the 3 beautiful princesses to Hastinapur. On reaching Hastinapur, Amba revealed that she cannot marry Vichitravirya as she loves King Shalva of South Kingdom, whom she was about to select in the Swamvar. On knowing this, Bhishma sent Amba to King Shalva, only to be rejected by him on saying that she was kidnapped by Bhishma and he cannot accept her now. Rejected, she went back to Hastinapur and asked Bhishma to marry her and to save her and her father's honor. However, he did not accept it, stating his oath. After finding no other path, she swore her revenge on Bhishma, but knew no other king would dare to fight the almighty Bhishma. She took severe penance of Lord Shiva and asked for a boon to be the one who would be the reason of the death of Bhishma in her next life. After getting that boon from Shiva, she died to be born as Shikhandi, who was the reason Bhishma was killed in the Mahabharat. Number 4. Kunti. Kunti was the princess of Kunti Bhoj. She was Krishna's paternal aunt. As a young girl, she was devoted to the services of gods, sages, and guests. Rishi Durvasa was so pleased with Kunti that he taught her a mantra to invoke any god. A curious Kunti used the mantra to invoke Lord Surya, who bore her a son called Karna. However, she was still unwed, and fear of society made her give up on her newborn son, and she floated the child away in the river. After a while, she married Pandu. Later, Pandu married another beautiful princess, Madri. However, due to a curse, Pandu could not have any child, so he gave up the kingdom to Dhritarashtra and moved in forest with both his wives. It was here that Kunti revealed to Pandu about her knowledge of mantra, and then she used the mantra to invoke the Lord of Dharma, Vayu, the Lord Indra, giving birth to Yudhishthir, Bhim, and Arjun respectively. Later, she taught the mantra to Madri, who used the mantra to invoke Ashwini Kumar and have Nakul and Sahadev. They later became Pandav, the main characters of Mahabharat. Number 5. Draupadi. Draupadi is one of the most complex characters of Mahabharat. She was born from the flames of Agnikund as a beautiful woman to the king of Drupad. She was married to Arjun by winning the Swayamvar after Kunti accidentally ordered her to marry all 5 Pandavas. She chose to do that. During the game of dice, she faced the wrath of hatred of Duryodhan and Dushasan. After that day, she swore revenge, and it was Draupadi's insult which made Pandav keen to fight the war with Kaurav to take revenge for their wives. Thus, we can say that without Draupadi, there would actually be no Mahabharat.